How many takeaways had the Browns defense forced over their first 6 games of the season? Well, the answer is D, 16. The 16 turnovers this season puts the Browns atop the NFL rankings for takeaways and is the unit's most through the first 6 games of the season since 1989 when they had 19. Welcome back to Browns All Access with Hue Jackson, Nathan's girl, alongside Browns quarterback Bernie Kosar. And Bernie, if you were getting ready for this game, I know you'd be licking your chops. What we've seen from this Buccaneers defense: most points allowed, most yards allowed, most highest completion percentage, highest quarterback rating. They have struggled to stop the pass. So I ask you, is it the offense's game to go out and win?
This is an offensive game from the perspective of me as an old quarterback, thinking of it from Baker's perspective as a young quarterback. You definitely get excited about seeing the glaring mistakes that the Tampa Bay defense fundamentally makes just in their pre-snap alignments, let alone their techniques post-snap. I think that it's imperative that we put the pressure on them early. Tampa Bay's having doubts about themselves, especially from the defensive perspective. Step on them early. Keep them thinking that they're a bad defense. Don't give them hope.
Now let's talk with the Browns head coach Hue Jackson about what the team needs to do to bounce back in Tampa. All right, coach, time now for our game preview, the Browns and the Bucs. And this Tampa Bay team, when you look at them, this is one of the most prolific passing offenses in NFL history, 3rd most passing yards in the history of the game through 5 games. How do you slow them down?
Well, obviously, you got to cover their guys, and we got to make sure that we get their quarterback off rhythm. You just said that they can throw the football. They have 16 touchdown passes to 1 rushing touchdown. So I think they pride themselves in their ability to throw the football. Obviously, it starts with their quarterback, Jameis Winston. He's completing 75% of his passes. We have to do everything we can to get him out of rhythm in order so he can't sit back there and make the throws that he's accustomed to making.
And he's got one of the best receiver tandems in the league. The big guy, Mike Evans, and then the little guy, Hue Jackson, both averaging about 100 yards a game, and Jackson averaging 24 yards per catch.
It's amazing. You know, Hue Jackson has always been feared in the National Football League because of his speed and his ability to change directions very fast. And you see that on videotape, and that's the reason why he's averaging so many yards per reception. Then you look at Mike Evans, and he's always been one of the best receivers in the league because of his size and his speed and his strength and his ability to catch the football. So it's a tall, tall challenge for us, but again, we're looking forward to it.
A lot of talk this week about the offense getting off to slow starts in the first quarter. You know, what can you guys as a staff do to help that, and you know, how do you fix that and get off to a good start, especially against a defense that's been struggling like the Bucs, to the point where they fired their defensive coordinator this week?
I think it's something you work through every day. You know, I think it's a weekly process, something that starts as you start to put the plan together, as you go through the week, to and up through the game. You know, you have a pretty good feel on how you want to attack a team. I think Todd and the offensive staff have done a really good job this week of crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and making sure the players understand exactly what's expected, play in and play out. And then we have to do everything we can not to hurt ourselves. We don't need any self-inflicted wounds, penalties, those type of things that would set us back.
Bernie, this is going to be a shootout. The Buccaneers, they'll give you the ball. They've thrown 9 interceptions in only 5 games. That's most in the league. But at the same time, they have the most passing yards per game, most passing touchdowns per game. So this is going to have to be a high-scoring affair if the Browns want to get out on top.
Every statistical analysis says just that. And given the NFL rules that play into more successful offense, more points from the offensive perspective, this absolutely looks like that would be the case this week. That being said, the NFL is a very interesting game, and I don't want to get past our defense. Our front 4, if we can get Myles Garrett and our front 4 to get after Jameis Winston, and we're able to drop 7 guys in coverage, and we get that pressure that we got against Joe Flacco, I think that's one of the big keys for us in slowing down Tampa a little bit.
And hopefully the Browns will exploit that and get a win, getting back to 500 on the season. Remember, for the latest on your Cleveland Browns, keep it tuned to clevelandbrowns.com, the Browns mobile app, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget Kosar19.com for the latest on my man Bernie. For Bernie Kosar, Nathan Zagura saying thanks for watching another edition of Browns All Access with Hue Jackson, and let's go Browns.